So, I have gotten rid of my forehead, my 5 head. You can't see it. It ain't there. Boom.
Do I look like Instagram bae?
Please don't include that.
没错，
没错，欢迎回到我们的频道。对，是啊，
是啊。
真的根本。
I am correcting his accent right now, because sometimes he just be like, 我不会说中文 and I was like,
我不会说中文。
我不会说中文。
对，我会，我爱你。
一点点。
很点，我愛你很點。
Yeah, we're gonna do a video about parenting, how to be a parent.
First, just make sure it's breathing, and it's all good.
I want to share with you guys a little bit about my experience.
And mine. Honestly, parenting, not very hard, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You want a kid, but you don't want a kid. You understand?
I'm sure you guys will always thinking about it.
I don't want to be that kind of parents that my parents are.
Because you always feel like your parents are so mean to you. Your parents cannot give you everything. Yeah, I was there too. Like when I was a kid, when my parents do something really mean to me, I'd be like, I'll never do this to my kid.
You will. Something I've learned as I got older is that you learn to be a parent by watching how your parents parented you. Honestly, my parents were great. Of course, they had their flaws. Every parent has their flaws, but you should always be getting better. Every generation should get better at parenting because you saw what you didn't like about your parents, and then you can apply that to your parenting. But a lot of the times, as you grow up, you realize why, if you have logical parents, why they did the things they did. Like I used to have to walk around my neighborhood with a walkie-talkie. I thought it was stupid, but now I think it's genius. You don't want your kid just out somewhere.
Now, as a mom, I feel my mom. I feel like I need to know where my kids are. I need to make sure they're safe.
Could you imagine just right now, like we're like, yeah, we don't know where he is. Yeah, he's somewhere, he'll be fine, he's breathing. That is one thing I always did though. Anytime Ison was asleep since he was born, I'll just like stare at him to make sure he's still breathing. What was crazy to me is that, yeah, so she has the baby, we're in the hospital, they keep us there for 3 days, and then they're just like, all right, take it home. And so I just put this little tiny human in our car, looking at the, like, people at the hospital going, bye-bye. I'm like, I can just take this home? Like, what are we gonna do? Just let it breathe in our apartment?
When I was pregnant, you know you're supposed to take classes, read a lot of books. I didn't do anything at all. I only Googled some knowledge, but his sister is really helpful because she has 4 kids, you know, so really helpful, give me a lot of advice. Like so far I'm really chill mom. I don't expect a lot of from my kids. Some of my mom will be like, oh, you should already say 1 2 3 4 5 in this age, or you should already use a fork. But every kids are so different.
No, what cracks me up is when people are like, oh, he should know how to use a fork and cut his steak by now and serve wine. I'm like, do you know any adults that don't know how to use a fork? Or any adults that don't know how to count to 5? Like, you're gonna learn it at some point.
Yeah, you're gonna learn it.
Are there a lot of adults out there that can't count 1 2 3 4 5? Oh, I learned that at 2 years old. Like, who cares? You learn it at 2, you learn it at 10.
He did a really good job as being a dad.
I do hate the stereotype where the mother takes care of the kid 100% and dad just goes to work, comes home, and says, oh, hi, kid, go to bed. I want to see Ison grow. I want to know who he is. I want to change as many diapers as I can. I want to give him all the baths that I can. I cook meals for him just as much as Tina does. It really is a partnership. We split 50-50. However, she has always woken up in the middle of the night to feed Ison because I have to go to work the next day. And that's something I really appreciate.
How about I say 5 points, you say 5 points of parenting. My first advice is, even though you're Ison's mom, but you have to know you are yourself too. Maybe it sounds like selfish, you know?
I don't know what you just said. That was super. You are you, I am me. That's what I just heard.
Because I know a lot of moms, they're putting everything on their kid. They didn't have a lot of achievement because they have the baby early. So it kind of like cut off their life, their career. And then they have to taking care of this baby forever. So they put a lot of expect on the baby. I don't like this thought because I feel like even though you are your kid's mom, but you still yourself. You still need to balance about mom's side and yourself side. I will find something to do to not feel like my only job is being a mom. Because I saw some of my family members expecting their kids to grow up be a superstar. I just feel like the kids is not happy. You just put all your hope to raise a kid like they're not happy. I don't
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I mean, when I was young, my parents forced me, like actually forced me to play football my entire life until high school. I hated that, and I don't know why they did that. And if I ask them now, they probably regret it. It's probably a Chinese stereotype that you've got to play piano, violin, you've got to read a bunch of books and do all these things your parents want you to do. I think that's just wrong because interest fuels passion, and passion makes you become excellent. If you are very passionate, then you're going to succeed. Whether it's you do extremely well or you're just doing what you enjoy, you're going to live a happier life. You go to school, you get your work done, and then you have playtime. That's what adults do. You go to work, you get things done, and then you get to be social and interactive. Why are we robbing kids from that?
I know.
What happens in America is very strict parents force their kids to just do work all the time. That once they finally get freedom, once they get away from their parents when they're older, they don't want to do anything because they're like, finally, I'm at a point in my life where I can do what I want. And they go crazy. They do horrible things they shouldn't be doing, but it's because they never got to experience life as a young person. It is definitely good to learn an instrument. Play with instruments a little bit because that does develop a part of your brain to hearing pitch, and people that play instruments are more likely to learn another language easier.
Yeah, that's true.
So there is correlation. However, playing an instrument should be fun. It shouldn't be work. Like go to school, now you're forced to go play violin. Like just learn how to play an instrument in your free time. It's fun. I did. I played guitar for 10 years. I played piano for 6 years. I play ukulele, trombone, because I wanted to, and it's fun. Which we don't.
I play this because I want to. Like I don't want to be like my mom like force me to do it. And my mom doesn't even know how to play. Why do you force me?
Yeah, Feng Ju, what's up with you?
That comes to my second point. If I ask my kids to learn something, I want to learn it with him. I know there's a lot of parents, they pay a lot of classes for their kids, but they don't even know anything about it. So if you want your kids to become a pianist, you have to know a little bit about piano. You can't be just like, oh, because piano is fancy, so you ask your kid to play it, but you like know nothing about it. I wanted to know what you're doing, so when we having dinner, we can talk about it. Like we can talk about what you do at school. Like we can talk about what you learn and stuff. I feel like that's building a connection with your kid.
I know a lot of people with young kids that say, oh, when I was a kid, we would go to a restaurant as a family on Saturdays, and that was just such a cool thing for me, so I want to give that to my kid. Or they have something that their dad used to do with them or mom, and they want to do it with their kids. It's so true because my dad used to take me fishing all the time. We would, in the summers, we'd go fishing. He'd go out there and type on his computer while I'm fishing. He would fish too, and those are some of my favorite memories. And so that's what I'm excited to do when Ison grows up, is that I can take him out fishing because my dad did it and I really enjoyed it. But you have to be careful that just because you enjoy it, someone else might not. If I force him to go fishing, and he doesn't enjoy it, why would I continue to take him? Because then it's more about me forcing an experience on my son than what he really enjoys. But typically, if you enjoy something, your children will enjoy it too. My dad used to force me to go to his car shop when I was a kid, and I would, instead of playing outside, I'd be at his car shop, and I hated it. But now that I'm an adult, I at least know how to work on my car, and I'm so appreciative. I'm so glad my dad knows what to do with cars, because now I do too, and I've never taken my car to a shop.
A month ago, there was a big news about like a mom. He paid someone that trained her kids to sleep on the tummy. The kids would suffocate and die. Yeah, that was really sad story. Like I cried. I watched that. I was really sad. So the kid was crying in the crib. The mom was like seeking for help on the group chat. You just put so many expect for your kid. You cannot expect a baby to do what you ask them to do. That's my number 3 advice. My point is don't put too much expectation of your kids.
Unrealistic expectations on a baby.
I know, like a little baby.
Their brain is literally not developed yet to understand what you're putting on them. Just like right now, I can't punish Ison for not eating his vegetables because he won't understand.
Well, you didn't come up anyone yet.
I'll blow through him at the end.
Okay.
I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey!
You are your kid's mom. Nobody else's. Like, not your parents is not your kid's mom. Your husband's parents not your kid's mom. You only need to listen to yourself. If you doesn't agree anybody's opinion, just don't listen to them. That's probably the hardest one.
Oh yeah.
Like, the other one, like you can change yourself, but you cannot change other people's opinion. That's so hard that sometimes my mom and my grandma still have a lot of like superstitious thing to do to Ison. I was like, please don't.
I love her family with all of my heart. I really, really love your family, Tina.
I know, thank you.
But they do some interesting things, and my family do some interesting things. So really, if you think something's best for your kid, do it.
Yeah.
However, make sure that you have good reasoning for it. Like,
yeah, just like when like you're watching us talking, you probably doesn't agree a lot of things that we were talking about.
and that's fine.
But I will take some advice from you, but I don't have to listen to you. I can just not listen to you.
And that's part of just becoming an adult, is that you should still obey your parents and do what they ask. However, if you disagree strongly with something they say, you can take the advice, but you don't have to do it.
Don't blame your kid to let them think about they're the burden of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really important because when I was growing up, sometimes my parents will say, no, not my dad, but my mom sometimes will be said, my life would be better without you. You know how much like efforts I have to put on you, raise you up. Like now you just not even want to pay back. Why do I sound like Trump?
I was gonna build a wall. It was gonna be huge, but then I had you and I couldn't build this wall. I'll just make Mexico pay for it.
So it's really hurtful to hear my mom to say, I don't even want you.
Found you? What the freaking heck? That's crazy.
My mom will say this when I was growing up. When my mom said that to me, and then I was just thinking that I would never say this to my kids because I know it's really hurtful.
Yeah, if you
And
ever
then-
said that to Ison, I would become abusive.
Yeah, and then I was like, I feel like a lot of moms, they always regret, I should never have kids so I have like a better life or something.
Like the kid needs to pay back the
Yeah.
parents for raising him. It's like, you brought the kid into this world, and sometimes this world's really hard. You brought this kid into a very hard world.
Yeah, that's why I feel
It's
like
your responsibility.
that's why I feel like when you're pregnant, like you're supposed to be responsible to the kid, not the kid's responsible to you. Okay, I'm finished my 5 advice.
Point number 1. Change the freaking diaper. I'm so sick of hearing, oh, my husband won't change the diaper or give him bottles. And I'm like, you're a horrible dad. You're a piece of crap. Being a dad is not just bringing money home. You are the father figure, and fathers are so stinking important, just as important as being the mother. Point number 2.
No, seriously. He know how to change diaper. He know how to feed baby before even I do. Cause after the baby, and then I would just like pass out.
She's on bed rest. She's just passed
Yeah,
out. Taking
you
care
know
of
it.
your child is so manly. It's so manly. If you don't want to take care of your own child, it's because you're afraid that you're not man enough.
When Ison was first born, and he will hold Ison everywhere. He hold Ison, and why he